Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Scaling Finance Processes Through Digital Transformation with SAP Concur. Before I hand over to today's speaker, just a quick few housekeeping notes. And this session is being recorded, but please do post any questions you have in the Q&A function that you'll find at the bottom of your screen or in the chat, and there'll be a chance for Hannah to answer these questions after the presentation. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Hannah, our speaker for today. Thank you.
Thanks, Rose. Thank you all for joining today's session. It's a pleasure to be here and speak to you all today. My name's Hannah and I'm a commercial lead at SAP Concur. As Rose has said, we'll be here today to discuss how you can scale your finance processes through digital transformation. So I'll be looking to cover these three main themes: a digital future and helping finance scale, challenges and how to overcome them, and also where to start. So there should be a poll popping up on your screen, and it's a question that we've been asking a lot, especially over the last 12 months. What is the biggest challenge you are facing in your finance team? You've got compliance and fraud prevention, improving efficiency and performance, control spend and forecasting, or empowering your business with data. I will give it a couple of seconds for you to get your votes in. Okay, and Rose, if we can grab the results up, that would be great. Excellent. Okay, yeah, so a nice balance between them. And so yes, of course, improving efficiency and performance is really important. It's an incredibly kind of insightful and interesting part of how we can help with digital transformation. So hopefully throughout this presentation, we'll be able to delve a little bit more into what it is exactly that we're looking into. So businesses that don't get the right processes in place when they are smaller often struggle as they start to scale up. Suddenly you could go from a handful of expenses to a whole desk full seemingly overnight. Processing suddenly becomes more complex, and with errors being inevitable, it can feel like playing catch up every month. In scaling businesses, you need processes that can scale up or down as your business changes and evolves. A massive increase in revenue, orders, or suppliers can go from being a dream to a nightmare. When a business gets to a size where the CFO can't just walk around, talk to a few people, and get a sense of what's happening, an overview of the company's data becomes increasingly more important, and failure to put the appropriate systems in place means that the business is flying blind. As a core function, finance is key. We often see businesses investing in sales, marketing, and product, but often finance is left behind. However, it should be finance that lead the way in change and growth. This need to scale can also come in unexpected situations. We have seen surges in growth from some sectors during the last 12 months, whilst others have contracted. Some have diversified or pivoted to new markets, and finance needs to be a part of this, and they need to be ready. Embracing digital technologies can help reshape the finance function to drive scale. Over the next few slides, I'm going to share an overview of how these 4 key points can make a difference to your finance team. Data and analytics, helping to improve decision-making with real-time data. Automation, speed up processes, improving efficiency and accuracy. Controlling costs, real-time forecasting and cash flow management. And flexibility, scale and focus on business priorities. As you scale, costs can get out of control. With the wrong data or no data at all, it is impossible to know what your cash position is and what your business is spending and where to invest. Data allows you to see these risks, trends, and identify fraud fast. Without this insight into your data, you could be spending more than you think and more than you need to. By having spend data in real time, you can make informed decisions ahead of the curve, allowing you to be agile to market conditions. Whether it be VAT reclaim, which can be done automatically, paying suppliers on time, or looking at saving costs with regular suppliers, with Concur, you can not only control your costs, but make savings too. Automation is core to the principles of digital transformation and scalable solutions. We all want to be able to do more, but faster. Streamline the way data is captured in your department, saving both time and resource. AI and machine learning technologies, such as OCR technology, can reduce invoice capture times by as much as 75% and stop manual processes that could lead to human error. When your business is scaling, do you want to employ people that are revenue generating or those in the back office processing paper? Without embracing technology, the only way to do more but faster is to increase headcount. A macro on a spreadsheet just isn't going to cut it. But how can you have more out of the employees you already have? By digitizing processes wherever possible. Finance professionals are smart, really smart, but they're also human. And unfortunately, whenever manual processes are deployed that involved a human touch, mistakes can happen. Look for steps in the process where you can remove the risk of human error, such as rekeying data into finance systems. The more stages you can automate, the less you'll fall victim to slips of the finger. As you scale, do you really want your team spending their time rekeying information, manually checking on spreadsheets, or searching for that invoice in a folder? Automation does not just save employees time that can be redeployed to areas of the business where humans can really add value, but enables you to process more, speed up approvals, and not tie up other teams' time. Controlling costs, as we have already said, is key to enable you to scale, adapt, and grow quickly. The transparency into costs such as employee expenses and supplier invoices allows you to know what you are spending and when. By having accurate spend data, you can improve the accuracy of your cash flow forecast, allowing you to scale up spend and down accordingly. A fundamental problem with manual paper-based processes is that you cannot quickly see what you are spending, impacting your ability to make informed decisions. Employee spend, be it through expenses or supplier invoices, need to be visible as early as possible, so you are able to see trends where you can save money and control budgets. Reducing errors and fraud is such a vital part of business growth. I've lost track of how many times I've mentioned it, but it really is so important and a key benefit of digitizing your processes. Whenever people are involved, mistakes can happen. If you're reliant on paper to manage vital finance processes, you are just waiting for an error to happen. Duplicate invoices being paid or being impacted by fraud, it is more common than you think and easier than you think to reduce the risk. Putting in place automated processes significantly increases spending visibility across your business. Take a step further by aggregating data from multiple sources to get the full picture. By analysing meaningful data, you can spot trends and take decisive action to control your costs before it's too late. When scaling, it is important to factor in flexibility, allowing you to be agile, to move quickly, to pivot your business in the most beneficial way to you. Sometimes a general solution or a bolt-on just won't cut it. A specialist solution, such as Concur, have a number of different ways to tailor the solution to your business needs, be it for integrations, extra personalized support, or automatic VAT reclaim. As your business changes, you need a solution to evolve with you and give you the flexibility without the cost. SaaS solutions such as Concur are quick and easy to roll out. With our managed free trial and one-day activation possible for 80% of customers, it's never been easier to start on the path to flexible, intelligent finance processing. At Concur, we want every customer to feel their platform is as unique as they are. Our specialists are on hand to discuss the functionality and how each section may or may not be relevant to the business. With zero setup fees and numerous modules to add and remove as you require, we really practice what we preach when it comes to flexibility. So, what are some of the common challenges you may face in your digital journey, and how can you overcome them? We speak with many businesses, and often before a decision is made, we see one of the following challenges: justifying return of investment, change management, or the fact it's not a priority. Return of investment isn't just a line on the balance sheet. Digitalization of processes provides so much more. Take automation of your invoice or expense process. You can improve compliance, speed up approvals, mitigate against late fees, and you can see all of your costs so you can make savings and drive better decision making. You also have the ability to stop and identify fraud. But yes, We do also have an ROI calculator available that will show in real money what your expected ROI with Concur will be. For change management, change in processes can be unnerving to some, but exciting to others. Communicating effectively, focusing on the benefits and listening to your colleagues and team are key when trying to get through change management. Your fear of change may actually impact employees more than any change to a process. They may embrace change, especially when their jobs are going to be easier. They can add more value to the business and can be more efficient. Many businesses are put off digitization as they are so busy, especially at the moment with the pandemic and Brexit coming in and all of these crazy additions to the years that we have recently. And as understandable as that is, implementing Concur is proven to reduce processing and admin times by over 50%. For a 20-minute conversation with one of our specialists now, we could save you hundreds of hours a year, no matter how much you scale, grow, or change. Where to start? I know that I've thrown a lot of information at you and you might be thinking, Hannah, this all sounds great, but it's a lot. Here's a few top tips to help you start on your digital transformation journey. Your starting point will depend on your current strategies, needs, and capabilities. It is important to note that a company-wide digital transformation is unlikely to happen all at once, and you shouldn't use a legacy system as you start change. Start by working on smaller projects that can have an immediate impact, are easy to roll out, and solve the immediate pain. A prime example of this is the change to home working. Businesses that once relied on manual processes to manage their invoices, from processing right up to approval, had serious issues. Those that looked to technology to digitize the process not only saved valuable time and process efficiencies, but had a huge impact on employee well-being. By working in this way, you can digitize the most critical parts within finance and establish proof points and ease into wider rollouts, such as when expenses or travel demands surge again, which has started to pick up already across the globe. It is important to consider how your systems integrate. You don't need to have all of the solutions from one provider, which is why Concur is made to be compatible with most financial systems currently on the market. We do find that the majority of our customers will start with one segment of Concur, usually expense, and within 6 months, we'll be starting to implement invoice or travel to keep processes streamlined, consistent, and user-friendly. Like all aspects of Concur, it has several integration options to suit your business at all stages of growth. How we can help. As the only end-to-end spend management solution integrating travel, expense, and invoice on one native system, SAP Concur helps customers create efficiency, increase visibility, and insight into spend, and maintain control of budgets. Concur helps to control and decrease variable costs so that the business leaders can maximize profitability and reallocate savings to the area of the businesses that matter most. Concur allows you and your employees to automate time-consuming manual processes, save money, reduce errors, and stay focused on more strategic, satisfying work. Companies can easily outgrow our competitors. SAP Concur provides unlimited scalability with an ecosystem of more than 150 partner applications designed to help manage compliance, spend, and the traveler experience. Add services as you grow, like Drive for mileage tracking, Audit for auditing by third parties, Consultative Intelligence for advanced analytics, or User Support Desk to support your employees, and much, much more. We also tend to see within 5 years a return of investment of 115%. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have an ROI calculator available so that you can see how that applies to your business in real terms, in real money. The 45% staff efficiency increase has already been mentioned, which is obviously great, especially now where businesses more than ever are looking to reduce the time spent on finance application so they can really focus on future-proofing their business. Now, I've spent the last 25 minutes or so telling you how great I think Concur is. However, being able to see what our customers think of us is a whole different ballgame. We've picked this quote from DRC Capital as it really captures the essence of Concur and the presentation I've shown you today. we have a whole host of other customer testimonials available on our website, so we can filter it out depending on what your business does. If you wanted to look by industry, we do have some options there, so you can see real time how we can help you. So what's next? The next steps to financial transformation. A Concur representative will be ready to reach out to you. If you wanted to get more information, please do let us know, leave your details, and a Concur representative will be in touch with you as soon as possible. We have a free, fully managed trial of Concur Expense and Invoice. Again, that is something that your Concur representative will be able to talk you through to find the best possible solution for you. And of course, a no obligation consultation. We are here Monday to Friday to make sure that Concur is the best possible solution for your business. And if it's not, no hard feelings, we'll help you move on to the next part of your process. Thank you so much all for attending. If we've got any questions, do chuck them in the Q&A and Rose and I will get to them. Thank you so much.
We've had a few questions that came in over email. I'll just read those out to you, Hannah, if that's okay. So I think you touched on sort of home working, and one of the questions that's come through is, with the rise of home working, is there an increase in security risks for organisations, and what's sort of the best way to mitigate these when implementing a new system?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So yes, like anything, moving from kind of a centralized hub in an office to individual kind of places of residence, there is a risk that is attached to that, not only just for security, but also with the postal service, sometimes things getting lost. And the way that Concur deals with that is we are constantly growing and expanding our security credentials. Unfortunately, I don't know them off the top of my head because it's a lot of letters and numbers thrown about everywhere. But depending on your industry, I'm very confident that we will have a security certificate that's relevant for you. And we have a team of specialists that can help talk you through exactly what that means for your business and how Concur can help with mitigating the risk of any sort of security issues.
Brilliant, thank you. And a question that's come through from one of our attendees is, what is your advice for teams that are reluctant to change?
Yes, absolutely. So despite working for a company that is pretty much the granddaddy of financial change, I'm not a big fan of change myself. And it is very frightening, be it business-wise or personally. Especially at the moment, change is wild. But my best advice from kind of working with Concur and also just generally living through a pandemic is just try. And that sounds like rubbish advice, I know, but just try and dip your toe in the water. And then if it's not for you, then that's fine. At least you've given it a go, which is why we've really kind of spent a lot of time and consideration on our free trials and having them managed. So there is no obligation. You're not diving headfirst into the deep end. You can dip your toes in the shallow end, and then we can help you through doing your first length, as I'm going on this swimming analogy. So yes, try is my best advice.
Great, thank you. And again, sort of touching on people being reluctant to change and home working again. So how do you ensure that teams can be trained remotely on new systems? Obviously, being mindful that a lot of people are working from home at the moment.
Yeah, of course. So with Concur, the way we tend to work it is we pick a handful of kind of advocates for it. So they go through our implementation, they get all the information, the admin side of things, and also how to use it. And then we tend to get the internal staff to roll out to the rest of the organization and train internally there. So typically, you know, in an ideal world, we'll bundle everyone into a meeting room and do it that way. But virtually, in a way, it has become slightly easier because it is just a case of, okay, we're going to have 15 minutes today and half an hour next week to get everyone set up on this. and it can be something that's recorded. Concur is quite intuitive. So, you know, if you think that the way that you're doing it is right, A, it will tell you if it's not, and B, it is quite easy to figure out as well. But we also have your account managers and your commercial leads, and also the user support desk available to help with any kind of strange query. And, you know, if people need hand holding through the initial setups, especially a finance team that have only ever done things on spreadsheets, then we are there to help you through that. It's not a case of, okay, get Concur, see you later. We are there every step of the way until you're ready to go on your own.
Great, thank you. Another question we've had come through from one of our attendees is, how does Concur support organisations using existing ERP solutions?
Yeah, great question. So it depends obviously on the ERP system and what you're using it for, but Concur can integrate with so many of them. Obviously, being owned by SAP, we do get a lot of their benefits as well. So we have the ability to have web connectors. To give it almost like a politician's answer of not really answering it, because it depends so heavily on your business, what you need it for, and the ERP that you have. There will be a solution for it, but it'd be best to speak with one of our specialists just so they can give you the best information.
And a final question we had come through on email. So I do encourage, if anyone does have any further questions for Hannah, to please post them into the Q&A or chat box for us. Final question from myself is, what would you say, obviously looking forward to the next 12 months, sort of key priorities for directors in terms of digitizing their processes and sort of overall priorities in today's economic climate?
Yeah, great question. My biggest advice would probably be to start looking into your future now. I know things are really uncertain and that is very frightening, but with the state of the world at the moment, unfortunately, we don't know when things are going to start getting back to normal and we're going to be able to see improvements in travel and accommodating what we need to deliver as a business. And what I've found and what my colleagues have found after speaking with people over the last, especially 6 months, is getting your foot in the door for digitization, if it be it with Concur or with another provider, or, you know, simply just looking at someone who's an Excel expert and getting them to run some macros for you. Getting that foot in the door now, when you might have more time than you usually would at Q1, is really important, because then suddenly when things start scaling up again and you can start traveling, you don't then want to be playing catch up straight away. And Concur, at the moment, we're helping with that. We're offering fee waivers and a lot of other kind of really interesting commercials that take the financial pressure off you, but enable you to get that digital transformation started. So when 2021 gets back to normal, which we're all hoping it will, you're ready and you're set to go.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much, Hannah. That's all the questions we've had come through. Really appreciate you coming along today and giving us this presentation. And so if anyone does have any follow-up questions afterwards, please do feel free to get in touch with Hannah. Her details are on the screen, or contact the IOD and we'll be happy to pass on the message as well. That's it from myself. Just say thank you all for attending today, and thank you very much to Hannah for presenting.
Not a problem. Thank you all so much, and hopefully speak to some of you soon.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.